I know, the Vision Pro is out, and I have tried it. In fact, the first time is in this video. Look, it's taken a while, and so this video won't have my thoughts, but in the intervening time, what I did was interviewed a few people who shelled out over $3,500 for the headset. Like, who are these people? And why did you buy a Vision Pro? Why did you buy an Apple Vision Pro? Or at least in your case, 4?
Obviously to play Genshin.
Oh? I guess that makes sense, because Matt Beckstrand, who also goes by the name Soluna Online, does in fact run a Genshin Impact themed YouTube channel. And while he did obviously get it to run on the Vision Pro, it wasn't the sole reason he shelled out for one.
The biggest reason is I'm just passionate about technology and VR and AR in general. Many other people, like me, believe in the ability to interface with the computer in a way that's not possible without a device like this. On a software level, Apple is taking an AR, VR device in a direction that other manufacturers just haven't. I wanted to try it just for that reason alone. The second reason is I have a friend, he's spent, I don't know, like 5 years or something, a large chunk of his life at this point, working on the Vision Pro. Since it released now, we've been talking about it with him a lot, and it's just kind of, fun for me on a personal level to talk about a thing that he worked on.
Matt wasn't the only Apple Vision Pro purchaser I posed this question to, because I also called Ian Zelbo, a computer science student at Brown University and 3D graphics artist responsible for the Vision Pro render you saw on every rumor blog post over the past few years. And finally, I also spoke to John Dagdalen, founder of the mixed reality app Fluid, who also generously helped us pre-order LMG's own Vision Pro.
So I've been using VR and XR devices for, I guess, like 4 years now. I got my feet wet with the Quest 1, and it just opened my mind to what it could be. And I was inspired to create an app where you can put web browsers around you and web apps and anything really, and then be able to work on it in a flexible workspace. And so we've been making an app called Fluid to do this. And then when the Vision Pro was announced, it had a lot of the same ideas that we've been working on for a few months, and I had to see it for myself. And I think just being in this world of XR is really the reason.
I've been reflecting on it the past few days. I don't know.
Was it an impulsive purchase?
It wasn't. Okay, it wasn't impulsive because I really did think about it, because obviously it's an absurd amount of money. I just wanted to give it a try, and I think today I'm past my return window, so I'm stuck with it.
So did you pre-order it, or did you?
I did pre-order it. I figured if I hate it, I can return it.
But now you can't.
But now I can't.
So I guess you don't hate it.
I don't hate it, no.
Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. I think it's just it's so fun to use. I don't think I'm doing anything exactly new, but it's what I normally do in a new, interesting way.
What was the buying experience like for you?
So I bought it online. Oh, good God. Actually, you just reminded me. It was not as smooth as I remember. It initially was smooth.
Okay.
But then my payment wouldn't go through.
Oh no.
Then I needed to place a new order. But they forced me to order new prescription inserts in order to get the correct size light seal.
I did the pickup, and it was actually a very strange experience. I think there was 4 other people in the store, and I came at, I think it was 10 a.m. I thought it was gonna be like another iPhone 15 day with the lines all the way down the mall, but there was nobody. And then I set it up in the store and proceeded to use it for the next 3 hours in the store.
Oh really? You stayed in the store?
Yep. I stayed in the store for a long time, and I posted about it, and people came to meet me in the store. That's how long I was there. I mean, I FaceTimed 40 people, showed them my persona, and it was a really, really fun day. I haven't felt that in probably since I got the iPhone 10.
So you had it for a few days or a week now. What do you think about it?
To simplify it down, I would say my current experience with it is it's mostly really enjoyable as a 2D entertainment device. And 3D entertainment, but there's not that much 3D entertainment available. So mostly it's just I watch a lot of anime or whatever, so I can go on Crunchyroll and I can put my anime in a 50-inch screen instead of being I'm gonna watch it on my tiny iPhone screen, right? That's better. Is it $4,000 better? That's what it cost me after tax. Is it $4,000 better? Maybe to some people.
I think it's really good. It's the best VR headset that you can buy right now. The resolution of the like virtual content is just unbelievably good. I don't think we need to go farther for it to hit mass adoption in terms of resolution. I do have issues with comfort on the Vision Pro. I find it very heavy on my face. Like a lot of people I think have echoed similar things. But overall, I mean, I love what they've done.
I don't know, I was instantly surprised at like the eye tracking, honestly. It's just absurd. But I didn't like really realize that you really just navigate with your eyes. And I used it for probably like 5 hours the first day. And I honestly felt like myself change. I know, let me explain this. I went to exit my friend's room and I looked at his doorknob and I pinched. I swear to God, it was a scary moment for me.
Here's something that isn't scary anymore. Making a website, thanks to this video's sponsor, Squarespace. With their Fluid Engine site builder, you can start with a template and then customize every detail imaginable, all while using their drag and drop technology, both on desktop and mobile. There's even an asset library to manage all your files from one central hub across the Squarespace platform. But even with these easy-to-use tools, you might need some help, and Squarespace has got your back with helpful guides and their 24/7 support team. Get started today at squarespace.com/MacAddress and save 10% off your first purchase. I'm curious how different you will look.
I've heard people say it's pretty good. My mom described it like me as a football player, so I don't know what to think about that.
Wow, that's kind of cool. You've interacted with some personas. What would you say is the difference between like you've seen the person in real life versus their persona? Like how off is it?
It really depends on the scan. Yeah. Oh, there's a tweet on my account where I took someone's persona and overlaid it on their face and put it next to it so you can compare it.
What do you think?
It looked pretty good. Yeah. I think his persona looked better than the real thing, so.
Your mom was right about the football player thing.
It makes my neck like weirdly wide, doesn't it?
I do want you to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
At least because I never saw the eyesight.
It works like surprisingly well. Like I saw myself in the mirror and the eyesight turned and I was like, oh, that's weird. It is weird, but I think the idea of this is really good.
I think really, I've been FaceTiming a lot of friends. Like friends I haven't talked to in a while, just to show them. And then I've also, one of my favorite things was my friend Ray, he's at Inverse, and he was just like, do you want to FaceTime? And we FaceTimed and we played, Game Room. So we played Battleship, and I never talked to him in person, but it felt so weirdly real. Like I had his little face right there, and I would like pick up the Battleship, move it, and I would see a little missile go across the screen to his. It was really fun.
I've tried some persona calls, but I gotta say, like, for doing a call inside the headset where you're both wearing it, it's meaningfully different. And it's been part of this bigger discussion of like work from home versus back to office and stuff. You might not need to make that trade-off in the future.
And did you find that convincing in the Vision Pro so far?
It's not quite there yet. You can't just point to a thing on the screen and have somebody like look at it and see, things like that are really important, I think. And also, I think it's still too hard to get whatever software you want on these devices. The app stores are a little bit too restricted in my opinion. Like on my MacBook, I can literally write a program and run it on it, but that's not the case for this technology yet. I would love to see it get to that place because I think that's just good for all of us.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's definitely one thing I'm most worried about actually with the Vision Pro.
I also intend to have my grandparents try it. They're not tacky people. I think they're gonna get it pretty quickly. But I think they're gonna get it and they're gonna see the value in it. Like immediately, probably.
It's unbelievable how big. It's like a huge TV screen.
God, that's crazy.
When I have them try, I plan to not tell them how much it costs and then ask them how much it's worth after they try it.
I would say it's probably a $2,000 to $3,000 item.
$999.99.
I really wish it was that low.
Either they haven't internalized a lifetime's worth of inflation, or Apple really is charging too much for the Vision Pro. Whatever the case, those who shelled out all this money on the Vision Pro are at least getting it onto the heads of the rest of us. They're sharing their passion for technology, which, if we're being honest, is what drove them to buy it in the first place. So this is gonna be my first time wearing this. Oh my goodness, here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. Whoa. Hello? Wow. It seems like you're quite an Apple enthusiast, and I'm kind of curious about that. What's sort of the background, the story?
My parents were always very interested in Apple, so I think I was always just kind of immersed in that. And I saw the iPod Nano 6. I saw a commercial for that when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so I saved up all my allowance money, and then I got it, and then proceeded to wear it as an Apple Watch for the next like 5 years. I hate to call myself an Apple enthusiast, but that is what I am. It would be hard to find something that I don't have from them.
To give Apple credit, my tech enthusiasm started with Apple.
Really?
The very first tech device that started like my journey of liking tech was buying an iPod, like a 4th gen iPod Nano. I love that thing. I still have it. So I saved up my meager allowance to buy that iPod. And that caused me to be a hardcore Apple fanboy like entirely throughout middle school. Funnily enough, the thing that caused me to like level out was Minecraft.
So I like working at like edge technologies, especially when they're underappreciated, and I feel like I can kind of elevate them and get them going. And so once AI really kicked off and everyone was talking about LLMs and it was like everywhere, my sights started getting set on like what I think is the next really important technology for all of us. And I think XR really is that.
I remember anticipating the Vision Pro's announcement, puzzled at the question of what's this for? So much so that I went out and interviewed a few different people to figure out what we could expect. It was an interesting conversation that you can and should watch, and it didn't turn out to be that far off of what the Vision Pro was pitched as. Thanks for shelling out the money for this MAC address. I'm curious who of you actually spent the money for a Vision Pro and why. And if you want to watch another video, you should check the one out that we released just before the Vision Pro got announced, where I asked, what could this thing even be for?